Wow, 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I know to some people that doesn't seem like a lot, but 33 hours of in-game time it's a pretty nice amount. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like, I would greatly appreciate it. In my attempt to survive 100 hardcore Minecraft days, I have a few goals I want to get out of the way. By the end of these 100 days, I want to have full netherite armor, I want to have killed the dragon, and I want to have actually built a house. As weird as that sounds, I've really never built a house in Minecraft and actually, played through the world. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. Hardcore Minecraft means you only have one life. If you die, you lose your world forever. I think I can beat this challenge. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Day 1. The first thing on my mind, I needed wood, and I needed it fast. To start surviving on this world, I would need tools. Tools are, well, obviously very important to Minecraft. Wooden tools, stone tools, and anything in between. Up next, food. I needed a lot of food. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, I have to eat. No, I was just scared of running around and losing hunger and then not being able to regen. I collected more stone for a furnace and started cooking the food. After the food was done being cooked, I decided it was time to go out exploring. On my mind, I wanted to find a village or maybe even a desert temple, because there's a desert right next to me. I walked the desert for about 5 minutes until I found a village. It was literally there right as soon as I entered the desert. Desert villages are actually my favorite villages. They just, I don't know, they look really cool. They also give off Assassin's Creed vibes. I know I needed way more food than what I had, so I started collecting the hay bales. Hay bales give a lot of bread if you put them in the crafting table. I saw 2 chests in these windows, so I decided to climb this tower and check out what was inside. Bread in this chest, wheat in the other. I mean, it's not really good loot, but I literally had nothing, so anything was good loot. There wasn't really much in that village, so I decided to leave and go explore some more. Maybe I could find a temple. Instead of a temple, I actually stumbled into another village. There's villages everywhere. This time, I decided to kill the iron golem. I didn't kill the iron golem last time, but I figured this time I wouldn't be staying in this village, so it didn't really matter. I feel like a speedrunner every time I do this. Soon after that, I left the village, and I wanted to get more food. Also wanted more wool for beds, just in case. I never feel safe on the first day, so I usually skip the nighttime. Nighttime was approaching, and I needed some more wood because I literally had nothing. The first night's sunset always makes me uneasy. Day 2. Let's go mining. I needed some coal, I needed some iron. Shoot, if I could find some diamonds, that'd be great. Anyway, I just needed something. I'm feeling a little broke. I hate feeling broke. I spent most of day 2 mining for some iron, the usual stuff, just to kind of get it out of the way. After the mining trip, I went back up to the surface and got more wood. You can never have too much wood. After cutting trees for a little while, I decided that it was time to go exploring again. I didn't want to stay in this place because it just, didn't suit me. While exploring, I found some pretty cool structures. I didn't know what they were at first until I saw some drowned coming out of nowhere. But there were chests in every single one of them, so I decided to check them out. This one had a buried treasure map in it. The other ones didn't really have much in them, but I mean, it was cool either way. Thank God when I made my iron armor, I didn't make a helmet, so, I mean, I got a gold helmet. That was pretty cool. For those of you that don't know, gold, chain, and iron helmets all have the same armor bars. I don't really know how to read treasure maps, but that wasn't going to stop me from finding this treasure. Listen, I got money on my mind, and this treasure has got it all. Day 3, while searching for the buried treasure, I stumbled upon a shipwreck and a pyramid. This is pretty cool. Even if the pyramid didn't have anything, it had TNT in it, and I like TNT. I could use it in the future for mining ancient debris, so I could get netherite easier. And I also got a diamond from this chest. It was my first diamond, so that was pretty cool. I finally found where the treasure lined up, and this was the perfect place to use my TNT. Unfortunately, the TNT didn't expose the chest, but I found it right after. It was still pretty cool. After this, I did more exploring, and I found another temple. I looted that, and then I found another village. There's so many villages. Right next to the village, I found a spot where, I figured I could call it home. I just needed to empty out my inventory and lay a foundation for the house that I wanted to build. I had no idea what I wanted to build. I just knew that I needed a house, and I needed one quick. Bear with me during this build process. I have no idea how to build at all. I wanted to kind of get away from the usual house structure that I usually make, so I wanted to make something a little bit more abstract and a lot different than usual. I needed some glass for the windows, so I needed a lot of sand. And while mining the sand, I kind of spaced out, and before I knew it, it was nighttime. Making my way back to the base, I stumbled upon a creeper. That was not what I wanted to see. Took him out, and eventually got to the bed, but not before I was interrupted by a baby zombie. I looked around to make sure I had enough time and space to sleep, and there we go. Day 5 through 7, I basically just worked on the house. Ignore these for an eye. But yeah, day 5 through 7, I just worked on the house. Nothing crazy, but the house is coming along pretty nice. Using my overabundance of glass, I just decided to fill in the parts where I didn't have any blocks, and it looks kind of cool. I figured having 360 sight around the building would be pretty cool. Also, it would let me know if there were any mobs around. Like I said, I'm no expert builder, but I mean, the house was looking pretty cool to me. I've never built anything like this, so it was cool to see how it was coming along. And finally, the house was done. Well, the inside wasn't done, but the outside was done, and I could stay in the house. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm a pretty big guy. I gotta have some food, so I decided to build a little part for the kitchen. I couldn't help it. I had to. I'm sorry. The kitchen area looked pretty cool for right now, so I decided to move on to a different project. The basement. This is where I would keep all of my chests and my future enchanting room. I already had an idea in my head of what I wanted the basement to look like, but for now, let's just start digging. Day 8, I'm still working on the house. Also, that little waypoint is in the Lunar client. If you guys want to go ahead and download it, the link is in the description. Also, get that cool looking cape you saw on my back. Shameless plug, I know. I worked on the basement all throughout day 8. The build was going on as planned. I came up to go get more materials and realized it was nighttime, and I was not going outside, nope. Day 9. The materials that I needed for the basement to be done were unfortunately in the nether, so I had to make a portal. Luckily, I remembered that there was a lava pool I found while exploring not too far from my base. I went and made the portal there, and then jumped right in. The material that I needed was blackstone. I wanted the entire basement to be blackstone, and I just felt like it would look cool. So I set off looking for some blackstone. I found a basalt biome and immediately started digging up any blackstone I saw. The lava was a real struggle. I hate how fast lava flows in the nether, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. After collecting as much blackstone as I could hold, I made my way back home, being careful to not fight anything along the way. I came in here for blocks, not for a fight. Day 10, I got to work making the polished blackstone bricks. I wanted my basement to look amazing. I began by making stairs to kind of decorate the inside, as well as filling in the walls and the floor. It was starting to take shape. The basement was pretty much done. I could start putting stuff in the chests and organizing them. The chests were done being sorted and the basement was looking as it should. All it needed now was the enchanting room, but that's gonna have to wait. I realized I was running low on basically everything that it takes to make tools. I needed more iron, I definitely needed some diamonds. I knew full iron wasn't gonna keep me safe. So for days 11 through 15, I went mining. I know you're not supposed to dig straight down in Minecraft, but I do it anyway, and I'm glad I did because I found a mine shaft. I was pretty scared at first, just in case, you know, there would be a creeper around the corner, but it was fine. I continued mining. Hearing the sounds of the spiders and the zombies walking around was pretty nerve-wracking. In the back of my head, I knew that I only had one life. One wrong mistake and I lose the world forever. The cave noises and cave sounds were so creepy. Maybe a strip mine was a better idea, but that's not as fun as going into caves. I struggled to get a lot of iron, but I turned around to realize that all my hard work had paid off. I had found diamonds. Well, a diamond. Still, one is better than nothing, so I'll take it. Shortly after finding the diamond, I found myself back inside the mine shaft. While exploring, I was still feeling very uneasy, but I knew I needed more materials or I wasn't going to get very far. Everywhere I looked, there were creepers and skeletons, and man, I was scared. I was getting nervous. I knew I had to fight these creepers to get around them, and I let them blow up, just abusing the shield. Every end to the mineshaft led into a cave. Honestly, if I wasn't on hardcore mode, I would really like this. But having open caves with no light in them means there's more chance for enemies. Finally, I had found more than one diamond. Lucky for me, this was an 8 vein. I wasn't going to stop mining until I had enough diamonds for full diamond, though. I was actually having a lot of fun caving. I was finding so many diamonds, so many ores. I was getting all the materials I needed. Things were looking up. With this last little bit of diamonds, I had just enough to make everything I needed. So I went back up to the surface and started heading on my way home. Yeah, I'm insane. It was nighttime and it was raining, and I really didn't want to try to get back to my house just in case there were creepers there or zombies, so I decided to sleep the night away in a village. Day 16, I didn't really do much, but I made full diamond! And also diamond tools. We're just speeding along the line here. Here we go, day 17, farming! I was getting so tired of eating bread. I needed a farm. So I'm gonna make a little farm for cows. I wanted to get away from the usual square farms, and I kind of made this one just, you know, go with the land. Give the cows some freedom in their prison. What? Day 18 through 19, I didn't really do much aside from getting the cows in the pen. I actually made a wheat farm too to keep the cows fed and breeding properly. I made a sugarcane farm, and that was about it for those 2 days. Day 20, I finally got the enchant table. I gathered all the materials to make it, and I put it together, and boom, there it is. Now I just wanted to figure out where I would want to put it. Since I didn't have bookshelves, I figured I'd just put it down anywhere for right now, just to kind of make a home for it. For the rest of the day, I just did some farming things. I went to the other village in the savanna biome just to get more seeds for the farm. It's something about the farming aspect of this game that just, I love it. I love making farms in this game. Once I got back home, I immediately started on a watermelon farm. Before all the stereotypes flood in, I actually don't like watermelon. That was a bold-faced lie. I love watermelon. Anyway, look at my melon farm. It's just so pretty. I love it. You can really start to see where I get impatient here. I hate having base armor and base tools. They're just not fast enough. I had to enchant my stuff. I wanted to get the most basic enchants on my things just to feel good and, you know, have the little sparkle in my inventory. So I level 1 enchanted all of my stuff. Nothing crazy. Around this time, I started making a little cave for the nether portal. Most of the time, I usually put them in my base or right outside, and they get kind of loud. So this time I decided to dig out a cave and kind of put it up against the wall, underground. I figure in the future I could make it look really cool. Like you gotta go into the cave and enter this cool looking dimension. I mean, you know, it's nerd stuff, I'm sorry. Thank God Lunar allows you to make waypoints. I swear, I'd be getting lost all the time. I hate taking screenshots and remembering coords. This just makes everything so much easier. I was AFK for a couple days, so this is day 24. Day 24, I wanted to go into the nether and hopefully find a fortress. This is 1.16, so fortresses are apparently really hard to find. While exploring the nether, I don't know what happened. They killed a hoglin and started dancing. I don't know. Stupid giant floating marshmallow. Always gotta intervene and ruin stuff. Set me on fire, man. I got down to half health. I was terrified. After my ordeal with the floating marshmallow, I found the fortress. And this one was pretty buggy. Everywhere I stepped, there was lava where it shouldn't have been. It was not fun. It was not fun. I collected some of the nether wart and the soul sand that it was on just so I can make a farm later at my base. I killed a couple blazes just because I saw them laying around, and they'd be an issue if I didn't get rid of them. I wasn't looking for the blaze spawner, I was just kind of looking for the fortress to map it out. I'm in no rush to kill the dragon yet. I want to take my time with this. I probably shouldn't have gotten that close. Why are wither skeletons so scary all the time? Maybe regular skeletons don't scare me as much because I know I can keep my distance, but wither skeletons, they're just always in your face. After wandering the fortress for a little bit, I found a hallway with very messed up lava, and right next to it was the blaze spawner that I also couldn't get to because of the lava. I don't know why this world generated this way, but it was pretty bad. I decided there was no point in getting to this blaze spawner because it was too dangerous. So I just left. I could find a new fortress later. Pumbaa! I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Mama ain't raised no bitch. Day 26. I needed a horse. I was tired of walking around all the time. There was just way too much to explore, and it was very slow on my feet. The first horse I found ended up being the fastest horse I've ever had. I decided to keep him, and we're gonna name him Rufus. Rufus and I got back to the house where we were greeted by some unwanted guests. They just stand there menacingly. Yeah, that was easy. Using Rufus, I found a flock of sheep and led them back towards the farm. It was really easy actually because Rufus went backwards at the speed that the sheep could walk, so I didn't really have to waste any time. Welcome to captivity. This is where you will stay. I hope you enjoy your time. Don't ask me for anything. I had a name tag from exploring the mine shafts, so I renamed it to Rufus, and I officially named Rufus. Again, I stayed AFK for a full day to let the farms grow. So this is day 28. Day 28, I wanted to actually make a little stable for Rufus. Nothing too crazy, just something to keep him in so he didn't have to stay in the cow farm. Making stables was pretty easy, so you guys can't really roast me on my building skills when it comes to this. There isn't really much that goes into it. However, it could look a little better. The last thing it really needed were fences, and I had a whole bunch of them from making the farms for the other animals. Yes, I know it's small and Rufus is a big horse, but that's fine. Rufus in the stable, what will he do today? Day 29. Almost a month spent in-game. Today I started off by farming my wheat and my melons. I really like the melon farm, and I'm probably going to expand it soon. Then the next thing I wanted to do was actually go adventure on Rufus. There were a lot of directions I haven't gone yet, so I wanted to go see what was out there. While riding Rufus, I got distracted looking at a temple. Always pay attention while riding your horse, kids. Going down into the temple, I was really hoping to find a god apple, but it's fine. I didn't find a god apple, but I found a whole bunch of string and 2 more saddles, another gapple, and a piece of iron. After exploring the desert for a little bit, I went back home and decided that now was a good time to start looking for netherite armor. I could finally cross something off the list, but I knew that this was going to take a while. Day 30. A wandering trader actually showed up, and I mean, they're scammers, so I just went ahead and killed him. And I took his 2 leads and then relogged so that the llamas wouldn't shoot at me. I also put them in the cow pen just because, you know, why not? I have 2 llamas now and they look cool. Mind your business. It was time for netherite mining. I had everything I needed, 23 TNT and a dream. This took a long time. In my notes right here, it says it went from 31 to 50 days. God, that's a long time. If you look up to the top left of the screen, I was way too high. I wanted to go down to at least Y15 to start mining for it. Once I got down to Y15, I placed 1 single TNT just to see how it would work. I've only done this once on my SMP and I was still scared to do it. The TNT blew up a lot actually, so I was getting more confident. Last time I did this, it was with beds. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys while talking and mining for netherite, so I'm going to put in an epic montage. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. After all this mining, I needed 1 more ancient debris. I did the math and the total amount of ancient debris I needed was 36. Enough for all of my tools, even a hoe, to be changed into netherite. There it is, the final ancient debris. I was so excited I literally started speed bridging to it. After getting that ancient debris, I started heading back home. I was so excited to smelt this and turn it into netherite ingots. Day 50, I made a blast furnace. I wanted to smelt the ancient debris as fast as possible, and the smithing table just to be prepared. Finally, after waiting for what seemed like forever, the last piece was done smelting. I quickly made them into ingots. There it was, 9 ingots. I probably should have waited until I had better enchants, but I couldn't help it. I figured I'd upgrade my tools and my armor in the future, and that's fine. I just wanted to cross something off the list. Challenge complete, cover me in debris. And I even went the extra mile, of course. There we go. Full netherite armor and tools. Of course I had to change the cape, it just looked better with this cape. Again, if you want to wear either of these capes, go ahead into the description and check out Lunar Client. These two are my capes, so make sure you click my link. Day 51. I spent most of my time trying to get arrows to fight the dragon. I wasn't really going for an infinity bow, and I knew that arrows were pretty easy to get from villagers, so that's what I did most of this day. To be honest, these trades are actually kind of busted. Day 52 to day 53, I basically just wanted to surround off this village. Eventually, I'd want to use the villagers for trading, and I wanted to keep them in their own little area, but also keep them safe from mobs. So here I'm just going to build a wall around the whole village, and the 3 iron golems that are in it. And then later, maybe set up somewhere for the villagers to stay so I can trade with them easier instead of having them all run around. But for right now, the wall was okay. There were 2 stray iron golems that had to be in the village. I don't know why they were so far away, but I kind of pulled them in with 2 leads. Shout out to the iron golems for literally protecting the village while I'm not there. Also, there were a couple villagers that still needed to be inside, so I kind of put them in boats and got them inside as well. Oh my god, thank god he didn't see me. Jesus Christ, it would have been over for me right there. It literally would have been done. It would have been over. It's over. Forget about the video. It's done. It's done. It's over. Day 54 and day 55 were actually spent working on the enchant table and the bookshelves. My sugarcane farm was looking very nice, so I had to harvest it, and eventually I grabbed paper and was able to make some bookshelves. Shortly after, I dug out where I wanted to put everything. The books were going to go around the enchant table, which was in the ground lower in the basement. I figured it would look pretty cool where it is. I finally had enough materials to actually finish the bookshelves and the enchanting table by itself. A level 30 enchanting table. Awesome. I AFK'd for 5 days just so I could let the farms grow. Turns out I was too far away from them. Anyway, here's me cutting down the melons because I want more melon. We all know how I feel about melons. Day 61 and day 62 I spent mining, and I'm not going to show you the full mining experience because it's just boring. I mined until I had about 34 levels and I enchanted the books. Unfortunately, I didn't record it. I forgot to press start record. But here's the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 books going on my new pickaxe. Day 63 and day 64 were all about farming. I wanted to make sure my area was safe from spawning mobs, and I just wanted to keep up with the farms these 2 days. I also wanted to decorate a little bit just to make the ground look a little bit better than just plain grass. Day 65. I went into the nether to find another fortress. Hopefully I could have better blaze spawners and an easier chance of getting blaze rods. But this nether adventure would be for finding blaze rods so I could make ender eyes. There were blazes everywhere in this fortress. Everywhere I turned there was a blaze. Or a wither skeleton. Both of them equally terrifying. I found a lot of gold in these chests and I was pretty happy with this fortress. I found a blaze spawner to farm and I began shooting at them. I'm so happy I brought a bow with me. Honestly, running up to blazes is just not my thing. Even with full netherite armor, I still don't want to take any chances. After collecting enough blaze rods for the rest of the game, I decided to go back towards the portal. While mining, I found something awesome. I knew that the piglins wouldn't attack me if I had gold armor on, but then there were also the brutes I had to worry about. The brute piglins don't care about anything. They don't care if you have gold on, they don't care to be distracted, they just want you out of their home. Unfortunately, I had to take them out or I wasn't going to be able to get inside. Bastions have a lot of loot, and that loot could help me with trades and also help me beat the dragon. Everywhere I went, there were brutes wandering around. It was so hard to see what was inside the chests. After clearing them out, I finally had a second to see what was inside these chests. Gold boots and a Silk Touch diamond pickaxe. I also found Pig Step. Too bad I can't play it, it's copyrighted. I really wish I could play Pig Step. I love Pig Step. I was playing a risky game here. I knew at the bottom in the lava there was a chest with very, very, very good items in it. So, I decided to fight all the piglins head on. Nah, I towered up and cheesed the system. I forgot about the crossbow piglins though. Thank God I was wearing my full netherite armor because I was barely taking any knockback at all. This guy just standing there staring at me. Piglin brutes are so strong. It's not even fair. They're busted. It's like they're wearing full diamond. That was it. I cleared all the piglins on the bridge. Now to make sure there weren't any around me. There were a couple brutes surrounding the area, but I wasn't really too worried about them. I was ready to jump down until I saw piglins under there guarding the chest. They were everywhere. My aimbot was going off there, I'm sorry. So many gold blocks, a chest with projectile protection armor, and a knockback 2 diamond sword. It also had a netherite ingot, which I thought was pretty cool. I could repair my pickaxe. I noticed that there were chests laying around in the corners, so after I got the gold, I went after them. After dealing with the Bastion, I figured now would be a great time to trade with piglins. I had so much unnecessary gold that it would just be pointless to not do it. Plus I needed ender pearls, so I figured this would be the easiest way. Even though I had a lot of piglins, it still took forever to get the ender pearls that I needed. After trading with the piglins for so long, I jumped down and got what I needed. I had enough ender pearls to find the stronghold, and I also had some left over. Now I just had to figure out what I wanted to keep in my inventory. Finally, I was going home. I felt like I had spent an eternity in the nether, and I really wanted to get back into the overworld. Day 81, I did nothing but sort my chests. Having a cluttered inventory was really affecting my OCD, and also I needed my chest to be A1. The piglins gave me so many fire res potions, it's awesome. And I also got a lot of arrows from them too. That was pretty cool. For some reason I made a brewing stand even though I don't ever usually use potions, but I figured it'd be pretty cool. And I also made my Eyes of Ender. I threw an Ender Eye to see the general direction of where the stronghold would be, and I just kept that in mind. Day 82 to 87. All I did was mine. I mined non-stop. I wanted to have overpowered armor for when I fought the dragon. And 2, I needed more resources. Mining footage is super duper super boring, but I mean, I was just listening to music zoning out right here. And boom! X-ray! Day 88. It's something satisfying about the number 88. It's just, I don't know, it sits right with me. Just like the number 5. Hey, if you guys could follow my Twitter, I'm almost at 50,000 followers. 5 is such a good number. Just go follow. Thank you. Bye. Anyway, day 88, I just started smelting all of my stuff. I had so many resources and it all needed to go somewhere. While sitting at my house, I heard a lot of zombies walking around. I figured there was a spawner under me, so I mined down and I actually found one. I don't usually find spawners, so this was pretty cool. And I could also make a farm out of it. I was beginning to be pressed for time to complete all of my goals, but day 89 to 92, I made this farm. It took a lot of work, but I wanted to get it done quick so I could have some levels and make pretty good armor to fight the dragon. The farm was working as planned. I just needed to make some minor tweaks. I had gotten hoppers all set up and chests all set up to collect the items, and I think it was ready. I AFK'd for a whole day just to see how many would show up. The XP was flooding in. I was so happy. I know it's not the best farm, but this was pretty cool for me. I could make it better and faster in the future. We all know my netherite armor wasn't very good, so it was time to hang up that armor. I wanted to make diamond armor that was stronger than this. Since I went mining a couple days back, I had a lot of diamonds, way too much to just let sit there. So I decided to make more armor and I could turn it into netherite armor soon. For right now, I was just focused on the level 30 enchants. The enchants weren't super crazy, but they were definitely enough to keep me safe in this fight. Some of you are probably going to scream at me for this, but I don't care. I wasn't too pressed about the bow I had because I know I had a lot of arrows, and Infinity Bow just wasn't on the list, so I combined books for a power 4. I was ready to fight the dragon. Day 94. I jumped on Rufus to look for the stronghold. We were on a mission. Peace in our time. Finding the stronghold was our mission. Killing the dragon was a bonus. I had found the spot where I wanted to start digging down, but I couldn't leave Rufus up here to wander around. Stay safe, buddy. I'll try to make it back. Digging straight down allowed me to fall right into the stronghold. Now, I just needed to find the portal. There were a lot of mobs in this stronghold. Honestly, it was very annoying. I just wanted to find the portal and they were getting in the way. After searching for about 4 minutes, I finally found the staircase to the portal. Day 95. There was no going back now. I had enough food, enough healing, and enough arrows to kill the dragon. I was still scared something could happen where I could mess up or I would die somehow, some weird way. Hopefully not, I had to get back to Rufus. This generation of my end world was weird. Thank God I had extra pearls left over, because the bridge over to the main island would have been very, very scary. This was it, the final battle. The last goal I needed to complete for this challenge. I'm not gonna talk during this fight. Enjoy the epicness. On day 95, I defeated the Ender Dragon. You already know I grabbed the egg, of course. You can't just not grab the dragon egg. I thought about leaving it there, but then I was like, nah, it would look better in my base. We still had 5 days left. I wasn't done yet. Let's go get an elytra. Of course, as soon as I spawn in, you already know I'm making a waypoint. I am not getting lost in here. Name one other person who does this in hardcore. Oh my god, I'm playing a risky game. Day 97. Yes, it took me a full day. I've been searching for this end city for so long until it finally showed up in my render disk. I wasted no time. Immediately towering up into the ship, I wanted that elytra. Inside the ship, I found 2 health potions, a shulker that tried to hide from me, pants that actually had really good enchants on them if the curse of binding wasn't there, a diamond shovel, some iron, some more gold, and the diamond helmet. And last but not least, the elytra. Why not? Day 98, I basically just explored the end city for some more chests. There wasn't really anything left aside from a little bit of shulkers, but I wasn't really interested in shulker boxes right now. I just wanted to try out my new elytra, so I towered up and got ready to fly back to the portal. And there it was. Day 98, I had jumped in the end portal. The dragon was done, I got my elytra, and I was ready to head home. Day 99. I didn't do much today, but I felt like something was missing. I had forgotten all about Rufus. There he was, my only friend. I came back for you, buddy, don't worry. We made it back home in just enough time to watch the sunset on the 99th day. Day 100. I did absolutely nothing but farm. I just wanted to enjoy the last day I had for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and also subscribe if you're new. And I greatly appreciate all the support lately. You guys are awesome. Check all the links to my social media in the description. Also join my Discord.